Sorry.
What?
Is that something? All right. So, hey guys, my name is Sam. Today I have Justin, Rebecca, and Whitney as my guests to listen to my speech, and we're going to be talking about mandated healthcare with government regulations, and be persuading them to support the Affordable Care Act, which is right now a pretty pertinent political issue, especially for people of our age group. So essentially, what it is before the last 2012 election and before President Obama, there was basically privatized healthcare in the United States, and he's instigated basically a law that reforms that to where everybody has to carry health insurance, especially if they're over. Well, everybody has to carry health insurance, but he's also expanded Medicare and Medicaid to where Medicaid is up to 138% of the poverty line. So essentially, the mandate um, instigates that everybody over that line has like privatized insurance or like Medicare if you're like eligible, which is what I'm going to describe to them and persuade them to support over time. So according to an article on SewellHouse.gov, 42 million people in the United States are still uninsured, and that's like a extremely high percentage based on like how westernized our culture is in comparison to other countries like Canada, for instance, which is like a really good comparison, and Switzerland. They both have like single player options, which Canada in specific, their insurance plan is it's a little bit different. It basically they pay for everything like out of pocket, like their government does, and so in essence, the care that they give to patients and their citizens is all very much so like I don't know. It's not. The doctors are paid less. There's like longer waits. Overall, people are like potentially less quality healthcare provided for them. However, at the same time, Canadians like support their plan, and there's like I think 2% of their population that is eligible for healthcare are not covered. So which is like a far less percentage than like the United States, and there's like a ton of economic benefits for like not only like the citizens of the United States, but also like the government, given that there's like for every uninsured American, those expenses normally like fall on the hands of other people that have to pay insurance, which like negatively affects the economy in other ways, given that people that have insane insurance debts and whatnot, very cute dog. But people that have large insurance debts and whatnot, they're not going to be able to contribute to the economy as much. It'll have like rippling effects on like every other facet of employment and the deficit. And then similarly, just from like a moral standpoint, I know that there's tons of supporters from like or the people that were opponents of the Affordable Care Act. I remember we're talking about how essentially people that were uninsured and had pre-existing conditions and whatnot, they could be just straight turned down by healthcare providers if they got to like if they were like messed up and they just had no means of like paying for it. Whereas like obviously the quality of care from the Healthcare Act and the expansion of the age limit of kids being able to be on their parents' plans until 26 definitely helps people that are in our age group that maybe don't have like the means to qualify for high level financial or high level healthcare. When in reality, it seems like it should be just a basic thing for people that are in like a westernized culture, like we are. So essentially, the Affordable Care Act more closely resembles like a westernized European culture, and more closely resembles like Canadian counterpart, which overall I think will have positive economic and moral effects for our culture. But yeah, so overall, I was gonna say in terms of what I'm going for persuading these guys for, is the only things you can really do are like supporting political candidates that have this as like a priority on their agenda. Aside from that, there's not like a whole lot that people like our age can do, but that would be the agenda that I'm pushing. Cool. Thanks, guys. I think that's it.